Greetings and welcome to the Fan Perspective. I'm your host Nathan Lyle, and here is my continuing coverage of the 2015 NBA playoffs. Now I'm going to recap the first round matchup between the Eastern Conference teams, the number 4 seed Toronto Raptors and the number 5 seed Washington Wizards. Game 1, both teams started off relatively slow, but the Wizards, they were able to take control and they maintained control for most of the game. The Raptors, they fought back, they were able to force the game into overtime, but went cold in the extra quarter, and the Wizards were able to break away. Derozen, despite the fact that he was flirting with a triple-double, no one else on their team really played that well. The bench completely outscored the starters for the Raptors. And in the end, the Washington Wizards are able to steal Game 1, 93-86. Then Game 2, Lou Williams before the game receiving the Sixth Man of the Year award. And then the Raptors, they played well from the opening tip. They took an early lead, were able to hold on to it till late in the second quarter. But once the Wizards were able to take the lead, they stayed in control the rest of the night. They were able to maintain their lead, at one point leading by as many as 23 points. The Raptors did not give up. They kept fighting back, were able to cut into that lead in the fourth quarter, but the hole was just too big for them to crawl out of. John Wall had a huge double-double, leading them with 26 points and 17 assists as the Wizards still another game in Toronto, winning 117-106. Then in Game 3, the series moves back to Washington, where the Raptors came out with some energy, especially Derozen, who had 20 points in the first quarter alone. The game kept going back and forth. The Raptors controlled the first quarter, the Wizards controlled the second quarter, the Raptors controlled the third quarter, and then, the most important part is that the Wizards controlled the fourth quarter. Wall and Gortat both had double-doubles, and they grab a win, 106-109, basically finishing off the series by taking a 3-0 lead because no team has ever come back from that. And in Game 4, it kind of looked like the Raptors weren't even trying. It felt like they were already going on vacation. Washington led by 14 points at the end of the first quarter. They led by 16 at halftime, and then they doubled that in the third quarter. And it was just a total blowout from start to finish. It looked like Toronto has kind of said, "Hey, season's over. Let's just go home." The Wizards had 7 players scoring double figures, including Wall and Gortat, who both had double-doubles. Washington wins it 125-94, completing the sweep, and now they move on to round 2, where they will face the winner of the Atlanta-Brooklyn series, which right now, Atlanta leading 2-1, so there's going to be at least 2 more games played. So the old folks on the Wizards team get a chance to rest their legs, catch their breath a little bit, and that's definitely to their advantage. And wow, I expected Washington to win, but I figured they'd have a slight edge. I didn't think they would show total domination. And as much as I respect Washington, I think this says more about Toronto, because both of these teams are basically the same. Like their seasons have been mirror images of each other. Started well, fell off after the All-Star break. They were fighting each other off for second place, ended up falling into that 4-5 slot. And Washington, once the playoffs started, the veteran presence really helped them. They just got their shit in line and they went to work. Toronto, they just weren't able to fix it. They just weren't able to get into a groove. So, yeah, this series was not as much fun to watch as I figured it would be. I thought this would be the only team in the Eastern Conference that didn't sweep. Who knew?